Well, the pressure is real. Like, I haven't bought a lot of things, and I feel like it is getting to me, and I need to start buying my Christmas items. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Welcome to Youth Assembly. Today, it's all about Christmas. Happy New Week, and I hope you're doing well and shopping so well. Well, today we handle the pressure to spend during the festive season. Now, as preparation for the festive season hits top gear, many Nigerians are under pressure to spend in order not to feel left out of the celebration, the way I'm feeling. So, in many cases, as a result of the pressure, many people incur debts, and in extreme cases, they engage in criminal activities just to meet up with societal expectation of how the season should be celebrated. So, why do people feel the pressure to spend during the festive season? And how can one handle the pressure to spend during the festive season? Like I said, my name is Sylvia Ishebe, and I'm not alone today. I am with Ambassador Godspower Shawo, who is an entrepreneur and teacher. Welcome, Ambassador.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
You're so chill. Like, you have bought everything in your house. So what's Sylvia talking about? I'm here to give advice,
Uh,
right? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so we'll get to you to find out how the
Yeah.
pressure is getting to you. And I also have Mrs. Loveline Obi. She is a consultant, pharmacist, and a mother. Welcome, Mrs. Loveline.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me start with you, Mrs. Lovely. You're a mother. You know, and your children, have they come to you yet? For where's my Christmas clothes? Where is this one? Where's the chicken? When are we going for Christmas shopping? How is the pressure like from your own end as a family person?
Of course. And coincidentally, my daughter's birthday happens to be on 25th December. So somehow,
Wow.
one have to get it done.
I'm telling you,
Yes,
you have to.
she's been on my case. She'll be like, "Mommy, my cake, my this one." And somehow what I do currently, okay, like this morning, she said, "Mommy, my birthday, 25th December. Don't tell me stories, oh." I said to her, "Have you talked to God first? Just go and talk to God first. After talking to God,
Okay, Ambassador, can you hear
I'm
her?
trying to
It's breaking.
sorry. I tried this morning to
Okay.
get her mind off human being first. Look at a bigger picture. Look at God
Ah,
first.
how,
Then
how
talk
old
to
is
him.
she?
And then
How old is she?
she's seven.
Oh,
She's seven. Look at God first. And then let's talk about it later.
mm-hmm.
Now, actually on my own side, I am trying to set their expectations right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, that is from my own perspective. And this morning I told her, okay, you of course you have a birthday, and the next thing is that all your demands, it may not all be met, but somehow we have to be real here. Mommy and daddy can only give you what they can afford at this time.
All right, so this
But
is it is more like a season of talking, doing the talk to your children and your family members too. This is what to expect and what not to expect. So be kind to us and be understandable, or understand us rather. Is that it?
yeah,
Is
of
that what
course,
the
of course.
season?
Of course, for me, for children, one has to educate them on these things.
Mm,
I remember growing up, my mom usually does those shoppings in January. She doesn't do them in December. She does her shopping in January, like the clothes you fit into. She will get the bigger version of your clothes in January of that year. That is the next thing. Preparing for
yes.
Do you
So that it
understand?
fits you for
Then
the month.
you practically fit December 25th, you come, you just hear her telling you, you won't see her go to shop, you won't see her go to buy anything. You just see her telling you to come. Oh yeah, come and sign clothes. So what then you realize that the clothes are yours. Am I trying to be
Okay.
time?
Let's also hear from Ambassador Shao. How is it like from your own end? And why do you think there is so much pressure on people to spend, even when they don't have sufficient funds during the festive season?
Please take that again.
So why do you think there's so much pressure on people to spend, even when they don't have sufficient fund during the festive season? In fact, Mrs. Loveling has lamented on how much, on how she needs to cut down on costs during the season. And what do you think is responsible for all of this pressure?
Okay. I think what is responsible for this pressure is lack of proper understanding concerning the festive season. One, when people don't have uh, a proper understanding of what the festive season is all about, they end up putting themselves under pressure. One thing that I do tell people this time is it is not your birthday. You
Mm,
understand? It is Christ's
mm.
birthday. So why kill yourself over some things? So having a proper understanding that it is not about the spending, it's not about what you get, it's about the love you show to people, the attention, the kindness, no matter how little it is, it goes a long way. So having a proper understanding that it is not about the amount you spend that matters, but it's about the love you show in the little you give out. So having a proper understanding will reduce the pressure. But when that understanding is not there, people go uh, try to do anything possible to see that they meet up with the demands of the time. So proper understanding of the fact that it is
So
about
whose
Christ.
responsibility is it to properly educate them, to understand what the season is all about, so they spend right?
Well, it's everyone's responsibility. Those
Okay.
people under the pressure, they need to really sit themselves down and ask themselves, what is this Christmas all about? You get it? So you don't just because people are celebrating, you yourself you just jump into it and celebrate. Just like you see somebody running and you start running. Why are you running? You get it?
Why are
So
you running?
so you need to
Mm.
sit yourself down, ask yourself, okay, okay, it's Christmas. What's actually Christmas? What is the reason behind Christmas? Now that way, you yourself, you need to now go through your holy book and get the reason for the Christmas, which is all about the love of God that has come to man. You get it? Now having that perfect understanding, even Christ Himself, whom we are celebrating, He wasn't born with the whole of the expensive things. He was born in a manger. So imagine somebody that was born in a manger and you are here killing yourself to
Okay.
get oh what.
Okay, I like that analysis. But when you look at it, it's also the end of the year. Like after a whole year, a whole full year, and 2020 in particular, that hasn't been so kind to so many people, a lot of people, I mean the whole world, with the pandemic. Don't you think is justifiable for somebody to actually go all out and celebrate the year as a whole, despite the fact that it is Christmas? Hmm.
Yeah, it's justifiable for you to celebrate and thank God, but not you going extra mile out of your sources of income. Just like you're putting pressure on your January to December salary. You get
Hey,
it?
I felt it.
so so I think it's despite the fact that we want to thank God for the COVID-19 season that we're not victims, we can still do it. The first thing is that it's coming from our heart. That's one thing. Then no matter how little it is, then you can just thank God with it. Someone said that she one of the times she had to just thank God is she just went out, bought like a cook of mineral and she bought
Mhm.
fish. She just came, locked the door, sat down on the floor and ate everything and was telling God, thank you.
Mm.
So you don't have to mount enough pressure on your income to celebrate the end of the year.
Okay. All right, Mrs. Loveland, still here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me hear from you about what you think about this pressure of a thing during Christmas. Where do you think it's coming from, and why do you think people feel pressured?
You know, I would say is the definition you give to the season that is for you.
Mm.
One, it depends. For me, I'll give you an instance. For me, it's all about spending time with your loved ones. Yes, it's a season that you give to the less privileged. For me, it's a season I should go give to the less privileged, spend time with my loved ones, and give back to society and appreciate God for life. For me, that's my own definition. Okay, and most times it keeps me sane. Why? Because I've defined it to be a time I give back to the society, so I'm not in any pressure. The other ones, like your shopping, your eating, your dancing, is my etc. Spend time with my loved ones. I think that is most important to me now. And then creating family, will I say family traditions,
Okay.
these things, so you realize that this feel good factor that comes with this season is short lived. So when people go into unnecessary pressures because of the season, is the definition they've given or what they've defined that to be to them. That's what I think. Because personally, I remember growing up, we always looked forward to December because 30th December happens to be the time we created in those years to be for family get together. Not really to spend. We do dramas, we laugh, we crack jokes and cook food together, play some games together, and we go borrow money from my dad, dance and spray the money back, some of those things, and then you're fine. So I think people should define what these things mean to them, what the season means to them. Is it a season to spend so much? A season that realize that is not worth it because you have January coming up, so that you don't get mounted up with loads of like debt to clear off. So if it's not in your capacity, leave it. Just let's thank God for 2020. It's a year to survive. A lot of persons lost their lives this year. So I think people should define what this season means to them.
Yes.
It's
Okay, so
when you
you
define.
mentioned family tradition. And so, for people who have known all their lives, they've known elaborate celebrations, that they just go all out to celebrate their Christmas, their end of the year, and now you're telling them to cut their coat according to their size because of what the season of what the economic condition is as at now. What would you say to them?
Now, life is about choices we make. It's about
Because
choices we
they have
make.
to keep up with the pressure. So the pressure will definitely
it,
come.
it, it's not
Yes.
the pressure will come, but you remember those same people that are pressurizing you, they still have sense too. They know
Mm,
that they know that when you tell them you don't have, people should even say no in this season. Because okay, let's even talk about, do you know how next year will be? Okay, we're talking about the spike of COVID now again. What if there is a second lockdown? What if there is another lockdown? What would happen? So if you don't plan for your tomorrow, and you live by the day by eating every what tomorrow, what happens? So they should understand that, of course, COVID-19 have taught a lot of persons how to curtail on their spend, because you just don't know what will come up. So I think having you still, it took time to become elaborate. You still equally need that same discipline to condition, reprogram your mind not to eat everything you have, because people still demanding. When you tell them and explain to them that, and you know how economy is for everybody, they will equally understand. So I think it's just for us to for of persons to curtail. No matter how you look at, you just have to curtail on your spending
all right.
and know what is important to
Okay.
you.
Ambassador Gaspar. So,
Yeah.
over the weekend, we've been seeing so many advice, from motivational speakers, singers, mentors, and one of them is, P Square, right? Paul from P Square. So he said, please save money for January to avoid calling innocent people fake friends and stingy people. So, what do you think are the effects? What do you think are the effects of the pressure to spend during Christmas on an individual and society at large?
Okay. Let me pick up from where she said the COVID-19 should have taught us a lot of lessons. The COVID-19 actually came to open our understanding
Mm-hmm.
to the future plans we need to put. You get it? Now, if we don't handle these pressures, one thing we must understand is that we are not out to impress anybody. You shouldn't
Okay.
try to impress anybody in this season. You should be out to understand that you have bills to pay in January. As for parents, you have school fees to take care of as they are resuming second time. You have other things to put in place. You have investments to make. You get it. So we should learn to say no now, because if we don't handle these pressures now, when it comes to January, you will start going around to beg. If you can't see someone to give you, and your mind is not well trained, you may be lured into doing evil things, either stealing or going into prostitution to get uh, the money you have spent in December. You get it? So it will affect you as an individual, and it will affect the general society as a whole. So I think handling pressures now, know that you are not out to impress anybody. You are not impressing them. You have a family to feed, not a community to impress. You
I like
understand?
that. Yes.
uh So that should be understood so that it will help us have a better January. In fact, I think this is the best time for the wise people. Wise people, this is the time for them to buy investments from those people who are foolish, who want to go into spending. You get it? Then by January, we cannot even sell that investment you bought from those people who wanted to spend. So I think having an understanding of the fact that you don't have any, you are not impressing everybody, but you have your own life to live. So it's good on that.
All right. This is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you are itching to say something. So, yeah, what do you
No,
have to say?
simply say focus on cans and leave your cannot. Just focus on what you can do. Focus on what you can do. Leave the rest. Whatever you cannot do, leave it. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Don't come and allow yourself to be owing people. If you cannot afford, leave it. You don't need it. Even if you need it, you won't die.
Yes.
You won't die, and you will sleep and wake up. Oh, I'll just give you a scenario. Growing up, I had this late an aunt of mine that will always tell you that the stomach does not say what it eats. So if you've eaten fried rice and me, I drink curry, our stomach will not say see what we ate. Oh. So focus on what. Yes, of course it's true.
Yes, it's true.
Focus on what you can and leave the rest. You're not God. You're not God. So you cannot become God to everybody, and you cannot be God to anybody. So focus on what you can. Don't just go and start spending just to please people. You enter into mental pressure, psychological pressure, just because you want to please people that even appreciate what you've done. So that's why you heard me from the word go. I said it's a time to give back to people that cannot give you back. Give to the less privileged, those that cannot pay you back, those that cannot give anything to you. Go and give to them. At least that one is lending to God, and so
Okay,
that
so
you can even
mhm.
your tomorrow, your January. That since you've lent to God, He would give you and reward you better.
Okay, there's also the side of Christmas being commercialized. So we know what Christmas is about. You have spoken at length about what it should be, the birth of Jesus Christ, celebrating it. But over the years, it has become commercialized. Now, Christmas seems to be
Yeah.
all about buying gifts. Some people want bone straight hair. Some people want the latest handbag. So many people have their Christmas list, and the list goes on. So, how do you think this commercialization has affected the way Christians celebrate Christmas? And do you think the commercialization, oh my God, is a long word. The commercialization takes away the real essence of the season. Let's hear from you, Ambassador Shawo.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. If you should enter most malls now, shop right, you don't see happy Christmas. What you see is happy holidays these days. Get it? So
Yes.
they are invariably drifting from the Christmas, telling you that it is all about spending. Get it? So the hello.
Yes. I can hear you.
So there's this drifting from this idea of Christmas into happy horse, all a result of the commercialization of the. So this is echoing back.
Okay, go ahead. I think it's coming from Mrs. Loveling's and
Okay, so uh, hello.
go ahead. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Hello.
I think he's
Can you hear me, Ambassador?
Okay, I think I can hear you now.
All right, go ahead with your line of thoughts.
Okay, so if we just like I said, if you enter most halls now, it's no more happy Christmas. It's now happy holidays.
Holiday.
So they are invariably yeah. So it's not they are invariably tell you that it is all about the spending, 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 spending. So commercialization of the Christmas is mostly the order of the day. So, but having a perfect understanding, just as we said, about the Christmas will help you not to swim into that line because as those in the business line just wants you to spend, spend, spend.
All right. Thank you. What do you have to say, Mrs. Loveling, on this issue?
um I personally I would say that some of the spendings this season, is deliberate. Like he rightfully said, happy holidays, then Christmas. So it all still boils down to which one are you celebrating? Happy holiday, Christmas, or Christmas. So if it's happy holidays, just like I said, define it. If it's a happy holidays aspect, just still remember that story is short lived. If it's a Christmas thing we are celebrating, that is Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. In the spirit of that, they give and we share with people. Then that one is a different ball game altogether. So, but commercializing it now is still like the normal thing we know. That is the normal. That one comes from the aspect of business and all of that because we are social beings. So
Okay. So
people
speaking about business, madam, now, some people leave their occasions, their weddings, their anniversaries for the end of the year. So a lot of weddings will be taking place this Christmas and anniversaries. So and it's going to be elaborate for some people. And so, how can people who are in business or Nigerians in a whole as a whole be their brother's keeper this season so that the less privileged and those who don't have enough to spend are not left out?
people that actually plan these things towards celebration times actually do it intentionally. So either so that they will have a lot of presence on ground, and then two, I don't really think it's about their own spending. It's about what they will get at the end of the day. When you have so many attend your occasion, you have so many elites come. It's about what they will get at the end of the day. That's what me I think that is why people put their celebrations at at those those times when like Christmas times, seasonal times. So I think it's because of the attendance and then probably what they will get at the end of the day. Because if you consider your own spending rate, you see people would go and put those things times people will not even be there. That
Mm.
is when you see people putting things times when people will not be about it's about their own spending. But when it's about attendance and then what they will get from others, they put it during season on quotes. That's what and then you ask something else. You said something. Okay, giving to the
Yes.
most.
Yes, the less
Giving to
privileged,
the
so they're not left out. Hmm.
yes, giving privilege is something, of course, it's not everybody that have the spirit of giving.
Mhm.
It's not everybody. Now, it's now that people should do with understanding and understand what is more important, priority is more important to you. what do you value? Our value systems are different. So what do you value more? Means what gives you fulfill, because you might still buy bone straight. At the end of the day, you're not fulfilled. That's the truth. Then the little you went ahead to go and give your mega, or person on the street would even be the one that would give you that fulfillment, because after it, you still see that your heart is whole. Even in this season, there is something you feel missing out, in you. That is, if you have of giving. Now in that spirit of giving, it's people should deliberately think of the less privileged, those that don't really think that people care about them, and show
Yes.
that love, show that care, and let them know that somebody really do care about them. You understand?
Hmm.
Now, for the most straight one, that one is for your own personal things, because you want to
Hey,
belong to all of those
I can see
things.
you're an advocate of both straight. Ambassador,
Not that
okay.
not all of us are good things are good, but at the same
Hmm.
time, you don't go and cut off your head because you want to
Yes,
belong.
sure.
You get,
Okay.
you get. That's
Yes.
why I love I
Let's look
just
at it this
put
way.
them
Can Nigerians or people really run away from the pressure? I mean, somebody over the weekend was lamenting already, telling me that, do you know that a staff of hers actually came and made her chairman of the occasion? We didn't budget for it. She said her money has finished because she has to show up and, bring money and give the couple. So for people like that, how do you think they can handle the pressure to spend this season, Mr. or Ambassador Gaspar?
Okay, I think someone, everybody has to be sincere with their income. You have
Because
to
when
be
they make
sincere
you
with your
chairman, you have to just
income.
impress. I mean, you are the chairman of the occasion.
You shouldn't impress at your own debt.
I'm telling you.
So if you have found yourself in such situations, you just have to make do with what you plan. You plan it. That is just the truth. You plan it. Don't go and overspend outside your budget. You get it. Now, I have this philosophy that if you need to get an extra something, then get an extra source of income. You get it.
Yes,
If you need to buy a car, then get a source of income, an extra source of income that can get you 10 times of that car. You get it. So you don't just go out to impress anybody. After impressing the couple, you come back and be crying in your house.
like she was really crying. Like, oh my God, my money has
so
finished.
so so if you find yourself in such situation, if you know you don't have the capacity, explain to the person, I'm sorry, I can't afford to be this at this moment. Maybe next time, but I'll do my best what I can do. So that way we have to be sincere with ourselves so that you don't go and put yourself in a hole you cannot come out.
Definitely. Okay, before
Yeah.
we go now, so the pandemic has had its negative impacts on the finances of a lot of Nigerians. Some people have been out of job this year. Some people had to just cut income or cut costs extremely to make ends meet. But let's give tips here about how people can celebrate a Christmas on a budget and still have fun while at it. Mrs. Lovely.
Okay, I think people should, like you said, focus on your cans and forget your cannots, and drop a budget, prioritize and be deliberate about it. Just deal with what is important urgent. Will I equally say something? If it's not important and if it's not urgent, leave it, because there is 2020. Then you can as well learn to say, and don't be afraid, because people can be very demanding even in this season.
Mhm.
You just say it and you tell them, you explain why. You just have to equally understand your financial capacity. Make a list of the things you actually need this season, and forget your wants, because they would phase off. And equally remember that this euphoria would is only short lived. you know then, and avoid debt by all means. You might be tempted to save it, but guess what? If you can't afford it now, it's not capacity. for the things you want to buy at this point and you don't have them. So you have to equally manage the expectations of your children, their Christmas clothes, their birthday gift, manage the expectations, talk to them about what you can do, and then plan ahead for 2021 and start planning today so that you don't wake up. It's just few days to 2021 by the grace of
It's
God.
one week.
And uh-huh,
Weekend.
21, and the mountains of debts you've incurred just in a space of 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
you faced with threatening illnesses. Just you cannot just afford to live up with that debt. So I just want to encourage each and every one of us, just do what you can and leave the rest to God.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Loveland OB. Okay, over to you, Ambassador Shower. What are the tips that you have to give to people as they celebrate this Christmas and celebrating it on a budget and still having fun at it?
All right. We can actually celebrate this Christmas on a budget and see how fun. One, understand that especially gifts are not compulsory. Expensive gifts are not compulsory, especially in this season. They're not compulsory. Then also draw up an order of priority. Know what you want. If you need to reach out to the less privileged, if it means you getting, if your capacity can get, if it is a carton of Indomie and a carton of Spark, then go with that, knowing that you still have some left for next year beginning, so that we don't end the year uh, celebrating and we start the new year crying. So let's have that understanding, and it's all about the love that comes from the little things we share. So giving a stick of sweet to somebody from the love you have, it goes a long way. Unlike giving a car to somebody without it coming from your heart. So it wouldn't go down well that you spend the whole of your money in December and you start crying or borrowing in January. So we spend with wisdom.
And with wisdom. Thank you so much, Ambassador God's Power Shawo. He is an entrepreneur and teacher. And of course, we've had also Mrs. Loveline Obi, who is a consultant, pharmacist, and a mother. You've done so well today, educating us on how to go about our Christmas while having fun. I was crying at the beginning, like, oh, I need to spend, like, the pressure to spend is too much. I need that buzz straight. I still need it. Okay. But we have to live on a budget and face reality, like you have all said. You said
Yeah,
you are not out to impress anybody. I love that one from
yeah,
you, Ambassador Gaspawa. And of course, you said focus on what you can and leave the rest. This is lovely. Was he said that one. So thank you for your
yeah,
time. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Tomorrow we'll bring you another edition of Youth Assembly. There's so many things happening in Nigeria we need to talk about. But my producer has been Ihoma EKJ and supervised by Ehi Ohiani. Thank you so much. Continue to listen to us on www.clickniger.net. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. You can see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, and Merry
yeah.
Christmas to you,
Merry
my
Christmas,
dear
you
guests.
too.
Yes, have the best of this.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Line, line, line. Waiting for